Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? Hope so you all are fine and doing well. Dear students, today in this lecture we are going to revise the types of fraction. You have already learned about these all types of the fractions in the classroom, so today we will just revise these all types of the fractions. Here we will revise the unit fraction, proper fraction and improper fraction. So let's start. First one is unit fraction. What is unit fraction? A fraction with numerator 1 is called unit fraction. As you know, there are two parts of the fraction. One part is called numerator and the other part is called denominator. So what is unit fraction? A fraction with numerator 1 is called unit fraction. Means when you will write a fraction as a part like numerator in the form of the numerator and denominator, then if the numerator of the fraction will be 1, then that fraction is called unit fraction. Clear? So here I will explain you the unit fraction with the help of an example. Let's start. Like if I will write a fraction like 1 by 3. Now here 1 is called numerator and 3 is called denominator. These are the two parts of the fraction. Upper number of the fraction is called numerator and lower bottom number of the fraction is called denominator. So if the numerator of the fraction is 1, then that fraction is called unit fraction. Means we are using just one part out of 3 equal parts. So this is called unit fraction. Why? Because the numerator of the fraction is 1. So what's a unit fraction? When the numerator of the fraction is 1, then that fraction is called unit fraction. Now here numerator is 1, that's why this is called unit fraction. Clear? Now I will write some more examples over here and I will choose the unit fraction. For example, if I will write 2 by 4, 1 by 7, 3 by 6 and 1 by 10. Now I have to choose which one is the unit fraction. In this fraction, as the numerator is 2, it means it's not the unit fraction. What is unit fraction? When the numerator is 1. So numerator 1. Here the numerator is 2, that's why this is not the unit fraction. Come to the next one. 1 by 7. 1 is the numerator, 7 is the denominator. It means 1 by 7 is the unit fraction. 3 by 6. 3 is the numerator, 6 is the denominator. So this one is not the unit fraction, because in unit fraction the numerator should be equal to 1, but here we have 3. Last one is 1 by 10. As the numerator of the fraction is 1, that's why this is called unit fraction. Got it? So when the numerator of the fraction will be 1, then that fraction is called unit fraction. So whenever you have any question that choose the unit fraction, then you have to just check the numerator. Wherever you will find the numerator in the fraction as 1, then that will be the unit fraction. Okay, now students, I will explain you the unit fraction with the help of a diagram. Here I have a whole in a fraction form 1 2 3 4. So this whole is divided into 1 2 3 4 equal parts, and I have to show the unit fraction. And in unit fraction, as I told you, numerator should be equal to 1. And what is numerator? What is numerator? Numerator is actually the number of parts that we have. It means from this whole, if I will use one part, then it will be a unit fraction. because this whole is divided into 4 equal parts. This whole is divided into 4 equal parts. So what will be the denominator? 4. Now to represent the unit fraction, the numerator should be equal to 1. It means I will just use one part. I will just use one part out of these 4 equal parts, because here I have to show the unit fraction, and unit fraction, as I told you, the numerator should be equal to 1. It means from these 4 equal parts I have to use just one part. So if I will use one part, then the numerator of this shape will be equal to 1. So this is called numerator. Now I have the fraction 1 by 4 according to this shape. 1 is the numerator and 1, 2, 3, 4 are the total equal parts. It means this is a unit fraction. This is a shape for unit fraction. Clear? So whenever I will give you any question that draw a shape to represent the unit fraction, then you have to just color one part out of total equal parts, because you have to use only one part to represent the unit fraction. Clear? Now come to the next one. Next is proper fraction. Next is proper fraction. When numerator is less than the denominator, then that fraction is called proper fraction. Clear? When numerator of the fraction is less than denominator, less than means smaller than denominator, then that fraction is called proper fraction. Now here I will explain you with the help of an example. If I will write a fraction like 3 by 7. Now 3 is the numerator and 7 is the denominator. What is the condition for proper fraction? Numerator is less than denominator. Numerator less than denominator. Less than mean smaller. Less than mean smaller. Here, as I have 3 in the fraction as a numerator and 7 as a denominator, so 3 is less than 7. 3 is less than 7. It means this is called proper fraction. This is called proper fraction. Why 3 by 7 is the proper fraction? Because 3 is the numerator and numerator is less than denominator. That's why 3 by 7 is a proper fraction. Clear? Now I will write some more examples and we will choose the proper fraction. For example, 4 by 8, 7 by 9, 1 by 3, 4 by 4. From these all fractions, I have to choose the proper fraction. So what is the condition for proper fraction? Numerator should be less than denominator. Here numerator is 4, denominator is 8. As 4 is less than 8, it means this is a proper fraction. 7 by 9. 7 is less than 9. It means this is a proper fraction. 1 by 3. 1 is less than 3. It means 1 by 3 is a proper fraction. Here 4 by 4. Both are same. It means this is not the proper fraction. Got it? So what is the condition of proper fraction? Numerator should be less than the denominator. If your numerator is less than denominator, then that fraction is called proper fraction. Got it? Now students, I will explain the same proper fraction with the help of shape. First one is a square. As in this square, I have total parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This whole is divided into 8 equal parts. Now I have to represent the proper fraction through this shape, so I will follow the condition of proper fraction. What is the condition? Numerator should be less than denominator. It means used parts or the parts that I have should be less than the denominator. So if I will use 1, 2, 3 parts. If I will use 3 parts out of these 8 equal parts, how many total parts are over here? 8. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total parts are 8. It means the fraction of this shape is, the denominator is 8. And as I am using just 1, 2 and 3 parts out of 8, 3 is the numerator. It means numerator is less than denominator. So this diagram, this shape actually represents the proper fraction, because according to this shape, I have the fraction 3 by 8, and in this fraction 3 by 8, as the numerator is less than denominator, so this is a shape for the proper fraction. So if in assignment or in exam, if I will give you a question like draw a diagram to represent the proper fraction, so you have to shade the parts from the you have to draw a shape in which your used part should be less than the total parts of the whole. Got it? So you will shade those parts which are less than the total given parts. Okay, next one is a circle, and in this circle, as you can see, we have 4 equal parts. This circle is divided into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to represent this diagram as a proper fraction, I have to color the parts less than the denominator. So what is the denominator? 1, 2, 3, 4. As this circle is divided into 4 equal parts, so the denominator is 4. Now to represent the proper fraction, I will color the parts less than the denominator. As denominator is 4, so I will color the parts which are less than 4. So 1 is less than 4, 2 is less than 4, 3 is less than 4. So you can color 1, you can also color 2, or you can also color 3, because 1 is less than 4, 2 is less than 4 and 3 is also less than 4. So you can color the number of parts in which are less than 4. So 1, 2, 3. As 3 is less than 4, it means 3 by 4 represents the proper fraction. Got it? Come to the next one. Next one is improper fraction. When numerator is greater than or equal to denominator. When numerator is greater than or equal to denominator, that fraction is called improper fraction. Now I will explain you improper fraction with the help of example. Now here we have two conditions. One is for greater than and second is equal. When numerator is greater than or equal to denominator, in improper fraction we have two conditions. Okay, if I will write 4 by 3 or 7 by 7 or 2 by 2 or 8 by 6, these all fractions represents the improper fraction. Why? because in this fraction 4 by 3, 4 is greater than 3. It means this one is a proper fraction, improper fraction. Here 7 by 7, both are equal. Numerator is equal to denominator. So this one is also improper fraction. In third one, 2 by 2. 2 is equal to 2. So the condition of equal is over here. It means 2 by 2 represents the improper fraction. 8 by 6. 8 is greater than 6. It means 8 by 6 is also an improper fraction. So these all are the improper fractions. Got it? Now I will write some examples and I will choose the improper fractions. 1 by 3, 5 by 4, 3 by 3, 9 by 5 and 2 by 6. Now from these all fractions I have to choose the improper fraction. Let's start. According to improper fraction, numerator may be greater or may be equal. 1 is less than 3. It means this is not an improper fraction. 5 by 4. 5 is greater than 4. It means this one is a improper fraction. 3 by 3. Numerator and denominator are equal. It means this one is an improper fraction. 9 by 5. 9 is greater than 5. It means this one is also an improper fraction. 2 by 6. 2 is less than 6. It means this is not an improper fraction. So what is the condition of improper fraction? Numerator should be greater than denominator. Numerator and denominator may be equal. Now I will explain you the same improper fraction with the help of a diagram. First one, as you can see, I have a triangle. There are two equal parts of this triangle. Triangle is divided into two equal parts. It means the denominator is 2. Denominator is equal to 2. So to represent the improper fraction, I have two conditions. Condition of equal and condition of greater for the numerator. So if I will use 2 out of 2 equal parts, whole is divided into 2 equal parts and I am also using these 2 parts, so it means the numerator is also equal to 2. So denominator is 2, numerator is 2, because I am using the 2 parts. It means this one is an improper fraction. Clear? Come to the next one. As in the next fraction, in next shape, I have one square and this whole square is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. If from these 4 equal parts I am using these all parts, 1, 2, 3 and 4. I am using these 4 parts. So what is the denominator? Denominator is 4. If I will explain you this square with the help of an example of cake. If I am cutting a cake into 4 equal parts and I am using those 4 parts of the cake, then it means what will be the fraction? 4 by 4, because I am cutting this square cake into 4 equal parts and I am using all the 4 parts of the cake. It means I am using the whole of the cake. Now after using this whole of the cake, I want to use some more cake, some more pieces of the cake, because I need some more pieces of the cake. It means if I required more pieces of the cake, I will use one more cake and I will again cut down, I will again divide that cake into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as I need one more cake and I am cutting that cake into 4 equal parts. Why? Because as in the first cake I have 4 equal parts, that's why Again when I will use one more cake, one more square, then again I will cut down this cake into 4 equal parts because I want to share this cake equally. That's why again I will cut down this cake into the same equal parts with the same size. Now from this second one cake I will use 1 and 2 parts only. I will just use 1 and 2 parts from this second cake. So what will be the fraction? As total parts are 4 and I am using just 2 parts, so fraction is 2 by 4. So from these 2 cakes, if I will combine the total parts, so I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. I am using 6 total parts, and as the size of the cake is same, I am dividing the cake into same equal parts, so I will use the denominator as a common denominator because in both cakes I have 4 equal parts. That's why the denominator is 4. And from these 2 cakes I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total parts. Now as you can see, 6 is greater than 4, so this fraction represents the improper fraction because numerator is greater than denominator. Clear? So why I am using these 2 cakes over here? Because as I need the numerator greater than denominator, my requirement is that numerator should be greater than denominator. So in first cake I have just 4 parts, so as I need some more parts with the same size, that's why I am using one more cake with the same size, with same cutting. That's why I am using only 2 from the other one. So when I will count it in total, so I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a total. That's why our numerator is now greater than the denominator. So 2 by 2 and 6 by 4 are both the conditions for the improper fraction. So whenever you have to represent the improper fraction with the help of the diagram for the greater numerator, you have to use the more than one whole in the fractional form. Okay, so dear students, hope so your concept is now clear about the types of the fraction, unit, proper and improper fraction. One assignment is attached along with this lecture. You have to solve that assignment by yourself. Kindly, when you will draw the pictures, shapes, diagrams, whatever is given in the assignment, coloring and this division of the whole should be equal and color should be neat. Okay, and students, in that assignment I have given one question that draw the diagram by yourself to represent the unit, proper and improper fraction. So you will follow this method for the unit, proper and improper fraction to draw the diagram. Okay, thank you.